I said there's a reason why a lot of fighters struggle with life after fighting. And if I'm dead honest, like that's a concern for me too. Because like the girlfriend will tell you, like when I was injured, sometimes it's just not pleasant to be around.
Yeah.
Because you're chasing a buzz. And obviously once you've had a cage fight, there aren't too many bigger buzzes than that. Yeah. It's like, what are you going to do? You're going to like say any sort of athletic endeavor. It's like, well, it's not a cage fight.
Nah. What's up, guys? I just want to give a massive shout out to our new partners on the podcast, Haven Alarms. They are massive on looking after our family, making sure that they're safe at home with the CCTV intruder and door cameras. And now the game changer that keeps everyone safe, your loved ones, your family, your friends, and the wider community. The game changer is the fact that they now have something totally different where they can get access and safety to your loved ones from just a click on your phone. So whether your children are outside the house, they're on the way to school, or you're coming home from a night out and you feel alert or distressed, there's people around you that are making you feel on edge, you can now click an app on your phone which can keep you safe at all times, and it'll send an emergency response out to all of your loved ones. Once they do that, they're one click away from finding where your directions are, and they can get access to you within minutes. Now, this is the game changer. In the world that we are in right now, I want everyone safe. Now, if you feel like you want your children safe, or your family or your loved ones safe, now this is the game changer. So check in the description below, click the link, and sign up to your Haven Alarm and get your family and your loved ones feeling safe at all times. Not bad, not bad. If not, this will hit us anyway, mate. Hey, mate, thank you so much for coming on.
No worries. No worries. Good to be on.
Ben Ellis, man. It's a blast, mate.
I know, mate. Yeah, literally. Fuck, we would have met, when we were like 10, 11?
Kids, man. This is districts. Like, what was the first year of district? Rugby?
Yeah, 11s, I think.
Yeah, 11s. And down Pyle Rugby Field. I think it was Pyle Comp. No, not Pyle Comp, Pyle Rugby.
Rugby Club, yeah.
Yeah, man. That's where it all started.
Mate, man, it's this guy keeping me out the team, the bastard.
Mate, you could beat me up back then. You could beat me up now. They'll get me on the team.
It's like, what's it like to play in the Millennium Stadium? I wouldn't know. This guy was on. It's like, I had a good seat from the side, though.
Mate. Oh, man. We've had some good competitions, me and you, over the years.
Yeah, 100%. What was it? It was that. Then it was Tondi, Bridgend, Ath.
That's right, yeah. What year did you go to Tondi?
12s, 13s. Yeah. So I was playing for Ty Bark at the start.
Yeah.
Just because my old man wanted me to have like a really like rough rugby like mentality, so play with a good bunch of boys.
It's worked out well.
Playing rough games, yeah, literally, yeah. And then a couple of years later, then it was like, right, if you want to play for Bridgend, you probably should play for a Bridgend team. So I went to Tondi.
Yeah, man, and it's a rival.
Yeah, literally, they're good boys in Tondi.
So you never considered like Puthcall or anything like that growing up?
No, to be honest, I don't really know why. I think, like, no disrespect to Puthcall back then, I don't think the team was that strong. Like, most of the Puthcall boys were playing elsewhere.
Yeah.
So my whole year group basically wasn't in Puthcall. And then it wasn't until like 4 or 5 years later we all said, even if we'd all played for Puthcall,
that'd be a good team.
Like, we actually would have had a good team, but no one did.
Yeah, man. You know, that's definitely true. It's all jokes aside, though, man. Like, throughout the years of knowing you, competing against you when we were younger, one thing you've always had, man, is dog. Like, you've always had that dog, that work rate in you, and it's shown, man, even in your fighting career now. Like, I was watching some of your YouTube clips earlier, man. I'm just like, man, this guy just never give up mentality. And,
thank you, mate. Yeah.
Where does that come from?
So that's a family thing, to be fair.
Yeah.
Grandfather was a pro boxer. Like, my uncle's hard as nails, my brother's hard as nails.
Yeah.
And it's literally just like, if you don't keep up, you're gonna be embarrassed at the dinner table. So it's like, it's more so I haven't got a choice. I'd love to quit. Like, I'm just gonna bail. I can't be asked for the pain, but the truth is, you get abused at Sunday dinner, so you might as well stick it out.
Oh, that's the quality mentality. And I want to say something right off the record. My old man is, my dad's 74. So what's your granddad's name?
Colin Humphreys.
Colin Humphreys, and he's renowned as like a tough fucker.
Yeah, he's got a good rep, to be fair.
So my dad, when he was younger, growing up, I think he used to do like the paper round around Puthcall Canelli area, and he always used to like look up to your granddad. So how old would your granddad be?
Oh, so right, he died about 13 years ago. So yeah, he's been about 80 now.
18. Oh, so yeah. He's 6 years on my dad, right?
Yeah.
So growing up, I think my dad used to look up to him, and a lot of people did. So my dad would like run 100 meters. So your granddad would run the streets when he was younger, and my dad would like be doing a paper round and run like 100, 200 meters behind your granddad, and kind of follow him.
Yeah.
And then like back then, he'd have like he'd wear his dad's like steel toe cap boots, like road running with steel toe cap, and just to follow your granddad.
Yeah, literally.
So like every time my dad speaks about the Humphreys and your granddad, he's like, mate, that guy, like used to go to the boxing ring when we were younger, watch him, and he'd stay in the middle, and there'd be like 4 guys in the corner. and he'd be like, all right, you come at me. And he'd do
Yeah.
it. All right, now you. And he'd stay in the middle the whole time. King of the ring, basically.
Oh, mate, it's so good.
So it's instilled in you, man.
Yeah, it is. You know, we got the back to say there's a good family story. So like this is kind of what started like the real fighting thing. My uncle was in the pub with the boys. Something's gone on. There was like army boys down for whatever reason. So fights kicked off, whatever. My uncle's got a cut on his eye. So like obviously back in that era, like everybody knew everyone. So the pub landlord gives my grandfather a call and he's like, oh, just so you know, there's been a bit of a thing in the pub. John's fine, but he's coming back. He's got a cut in his eye. Just wanted to give you the heads up, that's all. So my bam's like, right, no worries. So he walks down. As he's walking down, my uncle's walking home. So he sees him and then the boys are following my uncle. I think it's like 4 or 5 of them. So as my uncle tells it, so my bamp walks up to him. He's like, oh, you right? And he's like, yeah, I'm fine. And then like calm as anything, walks up to the boys and he's so calm that my uncle's like, oh, he's just going to diffuse the situation. Say, look, it's done now, boys. Leave it there, whatever. Walks up, goes, who hit my boy? And one of them goes, oh, I did. And he just goes, bang.
Yeah.
And just sleeps him out cold.
Oh, man.
So like you're hearing that story going up and you're like, oh, and ironically then the next day, the same boy comes to the house. My bamp was washing the car. So my bamp's like, oh, fuck this guy. He's having it again. So as he goes to him, the guy's like, no, I'm not coming for that. He's like, literally, I just wanted to let you know I've been in the army my whole life. I've never been hit like that.
Wow,
ever.
Man.
He's like, I don't remember anything.
Wow.
But the boys obviously like brought me around, made sure I was all right.
Yeah, man.
And he's like, I just wanted to say fair play, like.
Fair play, you dropped me.
Yeah, clean. So
man, that's unbelievable.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
So we'd have been young here in that story, like real young, like younger than 10.
Wow.
So I was like, right, you got to know how to fight because you got to be able to do that.
Yeah.
And obviously, like I'm small, so I was like, right, it's not going to be done on like sheer size. You're gonna have to learn some skill. And then that was that. Then we started learning how to fight.
Man, well, there you go. There's a great pedigree of like the going into fighting, and yeah, man. I know, like those stories. Like I remember, like it's mad, right? That my dad talks about your granddad.
Yeah,
and you wouldn't even know that, right?
No,
you know?
That's the first time you said no.
Yeah, so like, it just shows the pedigree of coming down, and then there's a level of like, not expectation, but you want to kind of live up to your family's name essentially. If you're known as hard nuts and people who can hold their own, like, and like you said yourself, you're not the biggest, nor am I, so you kind of got to learn how to fight.
Yeah.
I remember when I was a kid, my dad said to me, you're going to probably get picked on a lot growing up, so you're going to have to learn how to defend yourself. That's why he sent me to Puthcall and Pile boxing.
Yeah, I remember you going down there. Yeah.
And then I think not long after, around that time, you started going a little bit after.
Yeah, so like my thing was I was playing more rugby as a kid, but I do pads with my grandfather. And I never really had any desire to like compete in fighting or like, go pro, anything like that. Literally my only ambition was if somebody starts a fight with someone in my family, I'm going to be able to handle them. But then this is the issue of being a kid because I was hitting pads. In my head, I was the hardest thing on 2 legs. So that started like spilling over only a little bit. Yeah. But like I'd be like offering people out and stuff. So like, which in hindsight is hilarious because like, mate, you've never been to a boxing gym, you've never been to an MMA gym, you've never sparred. All you've done is hit pads. Granted, with someone who knows what he's doing, so he's taught you correctly. But you're not actually a good fighter. So my grandfather was like, right, enough's enough. Go to the boxing gym. And that would have been, 15, 16, which was just after you, I think.
Yeah, wow. Was Aubrey there then?
Yeah, Aubrey was there then, yeah. So
man, I liked Aubrey, man. He was class with myself, and like he gives so much time to like the kids there and the men and stuff. But
yeah, it's one of them. Like being an amateur boxing coach, you give up so much time for not a huge amount of reward, like, especially not financial reward. It's just literally like the love of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, shout out everyone at Puthcall Boxing Club, to be fair.
It was good. I remember this one time they sent, like, you'd go around sparring at other gyms, and we went to, is it Stables in Cardiff?
Oh, yeah, I think so, yeah.
And that Joe Cordina was there.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, man. Watching his hands.
Yeah, ridiculous.
I was like, he's only a year or two older than us, and I was just like, wow, just the way he moved.
Yeah, sharp.
Yeah.
Ridiculously sharp.
Do you think that, like, being able to defend yourself and learning how to actually fight can create such a different calmness and confidence about yourself that, like, in general, not just in a cage or a ring?
Yeah, 100%. Because the truth of it is, if you're good at fighting, you've been beat up hundreds, thousands of times. Like, I know I have anyway. Like, because the reality is, you're going to be trying to go with people who are better than you, so you improve yourself.
Yeah.
And in doing so, if you try to turn up the heat in it, you're gonna get outclassed because you're sparring someone better than you. And then, as you say, as you do that more and more, you're getting beat up more and more.
Yeah.
But then once you sort of have experienced that, number one, it's going to make you a better person because you know what it's like to be on the receiving end of it. And then the other thing is, like, my boss in work literally says, he's like, what are we going to say to him if he doesn't hit target, if he doesn't do anything? It's like, he doesn't give a shit. Like, it's like, compared to being beaten up, he literally doesn't give a shit. And then, plus, he could beat us all up. But they say the like the methodology of like that calmness is 100% there.
Yeah, I just think, man, whenever even like on a night out and I look at bouncers, right, and like I see these massive bouncers and I just see this one small bouncer, I'm like, probably out of you 3 bouncers, if I was ever going to cause a ruckus, it's probably the small guy I'm going to avoid, because there's a reason why the small guy
literally
is there. Like the big guys might grab you and pull you and they intimidate you, but he's the guy who'll actually fuck you up.
Yeah, massively. Yeah.
I know
it's definite.
Yeah. So, man, with yourself, obviously, like you went through the rugby era and then did boxing, and then what was the kind of the stepping stone to go into MMA?
So again, this just shows how stupid you are when you're young, but I was boxing and I was getting really frustrated because in boxing everyone is like really long but really skinny, so you obviously got to make the weight, and they'd be taller at a lower weight via being super skinny. So I got it into my head that if I could grab them and throw them about, I would do it, which I'd never grappled at this point. So why I thought that, I don't know. It's just based on like being like naturally fairly strong, like for my size. So anyway, I had it in my head that, yeah, if I could grapple him, that's what I would do, which is, say, stupid, but that's what I thought. And then around about this time is when Conor McGregor started coming up, and then obviously some other big names. I was becoming aware of them. And that was it. I was like, right, I need to learn how to grapple. So I went to a MMA gym. They put me in with a professional MMA fighter, a lovely guy, to be fair, subbed me 3 times in a minute with the same submission arm triangle. Like, it's a very natural reaction when you like don't know how to grapple. You'll try and like bring your elbows up. It's almost like you're going to bench press someone off you. It's like the worst thing you can do, but that's the natural reaction. So the arm triangle's there. So he hit me with the same sub, say 3 times in like under a minute. And I'm just like, I'm going to learn this. That's not happening again. Because at this point, I thought I was quite tasty. At this point, I'd done quite a bit of boxing. And I'm naturally, say, quite strong for my weight. So I was like, right, if I do fight someone, I'm going to have a relatively tidy job. And then next thing you know, you're getting strangled 3 times in a minute. And you just, humbling reality. And then you see this, like some people take that humbling and they never come back. That's it. Or they go down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, and they're addicted to it then and get better. I think it's something in that, man. I think there's only certain people that are wired for fighting.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, it's like getting punched in the face and you either go, I'm out of this, or it's like, I'm coming towards you now.
Yeah,
you know?
Literally.
And like you said, you being brought up, like, you got 2 brothers or 1 brother?
1 brother.
And you 2 are renowned for scrapping each other growing up. And
yeah, I'm a little bit older. So I got 4 years on Matty, but Matty's known for being hard, and it's really ironic. So even my band would say this growing up. He'd teach us the same techniques. Yeah. My brother would get it straight away.
Ah, wow.
Band would show him once, he'd do it perfectly. I'd do it, and he'd be like, it's not quite right. So like I've literally got to like go in front of the mirror, whatever, and just practice over and over again to get it right. And that little prick's done it once and just does it perfectly. So like the truth of it is, he's much more of a natural fighter than me.
He's not interested in it? Or
no, not really. He says himself, he's like, all I need to know is enough to be hard enough where like I can handle myself.
Wow.
And he says that now. He's like, if anyone's like a pro fighter or they train a lot, they'll be too much for me, no doubt. So he's like, but I won't go out like a bitch. I know what I'm doing to a point. Yeah. And then anyone who hasn't trained, I'll probably fuck them up.
Wow. That's a great mentality.
Yeah, literally. And he just chills. So all in all, he's way smarter than me as well.
This guy's, but then like you just said, though, work ethic's a massive thing. So like if you haven't got that or that in you to go, I want to chase greatness, I want to chase better, then you can have all the skills in the world. Like we know rugby guys who've got all the skills in the world but didn't actually have the desire to pursue it, you know?
Yeah, it's massive, and you got to have the love for it.
Yeah.
And then it's in fighting, whatever way you colour it in, you're going to get hurt. Like, there's just no way around that, especially in MMA when, like, the best fight the best from early on. Yeah. Whereas in boxing, you can have, say, 15, 20 fights and you haven't fought somebody with a cat and nails chance of beating you. So, yeah, it's just the work ethic and the desire that's going to, you got it, plus a screw loose, undeniably.
I was about to say, there's got to, like, I think men are like, I love watching MMA, any form of fighting. I think as a man, like, there's something about, like, fighting, or like, I don't know what it is, there's a barbaric part of us, whatever it is. So I think it's wired in us, but then it's another extreme then of being, I'm one in on that.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, literally that. Like, I think Bruce Buffer, the announcer for the UFC, he said this. He's like, let's put an event together. You're going to have NBA, NFL, soccer, whatever, like line up all the major sports, and then a fight breaks out in the middle. Everyone's watching the fight. Yeah, man. And it's so true. But like you say, you've got to be, like, I was like that. When I first started watching MMA, it had been like Conor McGregor, like even before Conor, it had been like Jose Aldo, people like that. And what you said then, I was like, I'm going in.
Yeah.
Like 100%. I hadn't even started training at this point. I was like, I'm going in. Put me in. Like 100%.
You got to give credit to Conor Gregor. I know he's got such a controversial like storyline now, but like he has probably brought a lot more people to like MMA, UFC, or like, you know, the Bellators. Everyone's watching them because like it's entertaining, and he just brought this unbelievable confidence about what he was doing. Like, you know, remember the start when he predicted his fights?
Madness, and he pulled it off. To be fair,
pull it off.
Yeah. Like I say, I feel not that I feel sorry for him, but like, just need anyone feeling sorry for him, to be fair. But I don't think any person naturally is supposed to have that much influence at any point of like I say, he does stuff where he's 100% in the wrong and he's got hundreds of thousands of people backing him up.
Yeah.
So the fact he's gone a bit south, is, obviously it is his fault 'cause he makes his own decisions. But like, I don't think anyone who hasn't, if you haven't experienced that sort of attention, it's like, look, don't judge him too harshly. Like, it's just not natural.
It's not natural, and on top of it, right? He's never like, he's a fighter, right? He's not a leader, as in I'm gonna teach you the path how to be a good. I'm at like how to become an X, Y, and Z person, or like he's not a president. He's like, break it down. He's a fighter.
Yeah,
a fighter that's had so much fame, had so much money, and like you just said, then if you weren't in that, if you haven't been in that position, it's hard to kind of go, what would you do? Because you're chasing the highs after a while, I'd say.
Yeah, I said there's a reason why a lot of fighters struggle with life after fighting. And if I'm dead honest, like that's a concern for me too. Because like the girlfriend will tell you, like when I was injured, sometimes it's just not pleasant to be around.
Yeah.
Because you're chasing a buzz. And obviously once you've had a cage fight, there aren't too many bigger buzzes than that. Yeah. It's like, what are you going to do? You're going to like say any sort of athletic endeavor. It's like, well, it's not a cage fight.
Nah. That's so true, man. I struggled with that after, and it's not even fighting. I struggled after rugby when I was in Australia after this injuries, but I had a massive layoff because I was so like, you used to the routine, you used to training Monday, Wednesday, Friday, game Saturday, your physio, your recovery, you're fully dialed in on schedules of your training, and then it kind of gets taken away from you, and you're like, what do I do with myself now? Yeah,
literally. Like I say all the time, like my life is never better than when I'm getting ready for a fight.
Yeah.
Like I'm up early. I'll do most of the cooking in the house because like I'll have my own diet plan like ready. So I'll do it myself to make sure it's bang on. Then you might as well cook food for the missus as well because you're already cooking. And then, you know, you go train, go about your day, go to work, train again. Before you know it, like the whole day's organized and you're doing bits and bobs. Generally like this is a silly example, but like the gym in the house will be clean. Like rather than like leaving stuff lying around, I'm like, right, I just want everything neat.
Yeah.
So like you're making food for everywhere and you're cleaning up, and then all of a sudden everything is mega organized. And then 2 days after the fight, she can't get me to do anything. Yeah,
you're fully dialed in, fully focused on the goal. As soon as the goal's achieved, it's like,
yeah. But then it's only fun for 2-3 days, and then you're like, oh shit, I actually wish I had the same discipline now, which is great if you have another fight booked not long afterward. But when you get injured, that's definitely an interesting one.
It's man, like I said, I was watching your fights recently, and even today, I've watched them in the past when you've had the fight, but like obviously knowing there was podcasting you, I was like, I'm gonna look at more of his fights, and just I was trying to like break down what is your key attribute as a fighter. Like you said, you love to try and get in and grapple, but your stand-up game is really good because your boxing background. Yeah. So where would you lean more?
Oh, so I like to think I'm like super well-rounded now. Yeah. Because it's like MMA's evolved to the point where if you're not good everywhere, you're gonna get exposed. So like when it started off, obviously I was like super boxing heavy. So the first couple of fights, all it was is stop the other guy taking you down, outbox him, job done. But then because I'd gone down the rabbit hole, I was training way more grappling than striking, and ended up completely U-turning it to the point where people were only talking about my grappling. Wow. So like people were saying like, you know, Welsh Habib and all that type of stuff.
That's right. Yeah, I've seen this.
And like, to be fair, my grappling game is good. I probably would say that my grappling is stronger than my striking, just because I say I've gone down the rabbit hole so hard. It suits my body type. Like everyone I train with says, like once I take them down, it's a nightmare to get up. Back up. So that's obviously good. But then I did what everyone did. Everyone does. I started like not drinking my own Kool-Aid, but like thinking, right, I'm going to implement that on everyone. And it's just not the way to go. So I'm at this point where I'm just going to try and be in there threatening everything.
So if you go against someone who's a grappler and you're a grappler, what tends to happen?
Oh, so yeah, normally it's either super grappling heavy or there's no grappling at all.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Because I looked at one of the UFC fights. I think it was Colby Covington and Kamaru Usman. They're two grapplers.
Yeah, they stand up the whole time.
Just stand and bang the whole time.
Yeah, it's mad. It's because like like the old cliche is like, if you try to grapple and you can't implement it, you'll waste a lot of energy trying to implement it.
Yeah.
So a lot of the time, if they're not confident they can do it, it's way easier just to say, look, we're just going to have a kickboxing fight.
It's not a bad shout.
Yeah, which generally makes it good to watch, to be
Yeah.
fair, because you're going to land a lot of strikes.
How do you find, like, you know, if you're grappling and their bodies are so, like, sweaty, is it hard to kind of hold grip? Or, like, because I know you're not allowed to vase up or allowed to oil up, but, like, that's a key component, is actually trying to get you lock in. And then,
Yeah, you know, which is mad, because like if you speak to most fighters, they'll tell you in the cage, everyone is mega slippery because of the sweat. And I've definitely found that in the gym. Sometimes, like especially when it's hot,
yeah,
like people will be so slippery, they just slide out of everything. But in the cage, like I can't remember one time thinking, oh, someone feels particularly sweaty. I don't know whether that's just because like I'm so focused on the task at hand, I don't care. But because I say I've obviously asked the boys, and then they've said the exact opposite. They're like, no, you're kidding, like it's a nightmare. So yeah, I really don't know.
yeah. It's like we were just discussing then. So obviously you're in Cage Warriors, had one fight in PFL.
Yep.
And then your most recent fight, was that a couple of weeks ago or a month?
Yeah, that was I think 2 weeks ago.
And mate, split decision.
Yeah.
I thought you won that.
Thank you, mate. I won't lie, we did too. So in the
What was his name?
Max Lally.
Max Lally.
And I got to say, shout out to Max. He's a top bloke in fairness. He's a brilliant fighter. Like I think he's on a 14 fight win streak now.
Wow.
He's very, very good. I got nothing but good things to say about him. But I had a load of injuries. Was off for 3 years, and I got back in the gym full on about January, February this year. But it took a while. One, to find a fight, and two, just to make sure there was no, like, I was ready to fight, because it does take a while. And the reality was, I wasn't on the mats that much in that time, just because I was injured.
Yeah.
So I was back training, trying to get a fight, struggling. Because the fact is, like, loads of people turn me down. Like, my coaches will attest to that. So we messaged Cage Warriors and said, look, do you have anything coming up? And they said, well, we do, but it's in 6 weeks. And the opponent is Max Lally. So all of my coaches were like, oh, mate, that's not an ideal one back. It's not. Like, he's very, very good. You've been out for ages. It's only 6 weeks. And I was like, let's go for it.
Wow.
Let's go for it. I'm in pretty good shape. And I say no excuses. I was in good shape. So I think the reality was, if it was 8-9 weeks notice, I wouldn't have been in much better shape anyway, because I was already like fairly close to peaking. But there was no denying that it wasn't ideal in terms of it was jumping back in at like the highest level. Yeah. But I thought I'd be him.
Yeah.
So away we go. So we go out there, and obviously I'm a lot more nervous than normal just because it's been so long.
Yeah, it was about 3 years.
Yeah, 3 years
Wow,
in total.
man.
Yeah, so it's a long time, and it, like, I've done it for a while as well. So like it wasn't as if like it was alien, 'cause it felt like second nature. You know, time goes so quick.
Yeah.
The one I was in there, I was like, right, this all feels the same. But then right before the fight, I was thinking, holy shit, I'm nervous.
It just hit you just before getting into the cage?
Yeah, so it was weird. So behind the scenes, I was very nervous. And then when they brought me out, I don't know why, they brought me out quite early. So like I was basically stood where the whole arena can see me, but I'm not actually walking. And then like naturally, like I had a few Irish people like chopsing me. And then me being me, I just looked at them and was like, oh, fuck you. And then I start getting the adrenaline rush then. So all the nerves went away. Then I get in the cage in the first 30 seconds. I was like Bambi on ice. To be fair, you can't tell it on screen, but I just felt clumsy, like super clumsy. And then he landed, I forget what he landed. He landed a punch of some sort. Nothing heavy, but like my balance was completely off. Like I wasn't in a position to punch him. I wasn't in a position to avoid the shot. And I literally thought to myself, if you don't wake the fuck up, you're going to embarrass yourself badly here.
Wow.
And then as soon as I had that thought, everything honed in. But, so yeah, it was an interesting one. And say live, we thought we were 2 rounds up going into the third, because it, say not to moan about the judges too much, but like the criteria for MMA is effective striking first. If effective striking is equal, it goes to effective grappling. If you can't split the fighters based on those two, it goes to aggression and octagon control. So when I watched the fight back, I was like, we're pretty much tit for tat on the feet. So no worries. If you can't really split us via striking, what happened with the grappling? So I took his back twice. I didn't do a huge amount with it, so I'm not crying about it too hard. But like fundamentally, I was on his back twice. And then right at the end of the round, I hit him with a left hook and I split his eye. So I'm like, right, if we're really negative about it, let's say he had a slight edge in the striking, or the striking was equal, whatever. I've still split his eye.
Yeah.
If you say all of that's equal, I took his back twice.
Yeah.
So I said to my coach, like, how'd you score it? And he was like, you're up. Like, yeah, you won that.
Yeah, you could see at the end of the fight, like before they raised his hand, you had your hand up, and you could tell your confidence was like...
Yeah, no, we were pretty sure. Because then we finished that round, then went into the second. And second round was a good one for me, to be fair. Again, Max is such a good bloke. I asked him in the cage, like, how'd you score it? And he said, you 100% won the second. And he thought he nicked 1 and 3. So I was like, oh, no worries. I thought I had 1 and 2. But we both knew that I won the second. So we're going into the third, and my coach is like, oh, mate, you're 2-0 up here. Like, obviously, don't take your foot off the gas, but you're definitely up. So round 3 starts, and I have a very good start to the round, like putting it on him a bit in the first 2. Again, in fairness to Max, he said that himself. And then he started to come back in the later half of the round. And this is where it's beneficial to fight at home. He landed a good right hand, and he did land a good shot. I'm not saying he didn't. But everyone started just cheering for him, saying, go on, Max, finish him off. The reality was, 10 seconds after he landed that right hand, I'm on his back again.
Yeah.
So I probably would give him the third based on that right hand, because it was a beauty and it was a close round. So, like, if again, in a close round, if someone lands a cracker right at the end of it, you probably would go that way. So in that scenario, I'd be 2-1 up. But again, you're in Ireland.
Yeah.
You're in Ireland. That's just the truth. We knew that going in. What was I going to say then?
How do you, like, how does that feel when you got a split decision and you're feeling like he's even said to you, you've won the second for sure, blah, blah, blah. How do you deal with that?
Oh, mate, it was a tough one.
Because you're 3 years out.
Yeah, so I won't lie, I even had like a little speech ready. Like, I was so certain I was going to win before the fight started. It was basically going to go something to the effect of, like, 3 years out, 6 weeks notice, undefeated opponent, massive win streak in his backyard.
Yeah.
And like, and his old man, actually, I spoke to his old man after the fight as well. He said they were struggling to match him. They couldn't get somebody to accept it. And I've done it on 6 weeks notice, and I was like, I've just beat him too.
Wow.
So I was fully ready to really, like, give myself props on camera. Yeah. And then they go the other way. And to be honest, I was so surprised. Like, yeah, I didn't even know what to say for a good few minutes. After the surprise end, I was just gutted.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely gutted. But that only lasted for about half hour or so, because the reality is I went as hard as I could. I couldn't have done any more, to be fair.
Yeah, man. I'll be honest, man. Some of the shots you hit him with, I was like they were sweet shots. I think, did you throw an elbow at him, stand up there?
Yeah, literally cut him as well.
Yeah, it was such a sweet shot. It was clean.
Yeah.
Like you said, when you've got the Irish crowd behind you, every shot he does, everyone's hooting and hollering.
Yeah.
But I suppose after 3 years out, coming back to a fight that no one wants to fight, I suppose, like, what does, where do you look now? Because really, if you split decision against someone like that, you don't want to drop and fight someone much lower.
Yeah, I get you. So, sorry, one more thing about the fight before I move on. The other thing that fried me was we bumped heads. So when we bumped heads, I cut my eye.
All right.
And as I say, it was a pretty nasty cut, to be fair. But if it hadn't have been for that cut, he'd have had 2 cuts, one from the elbow and one from the left hook. Like, the difference in our facial damage would have been so obvious.
Yeah.
That I'd have been singing that from the rooftops. But then I had the big gash on my eye as well. But then obviously in the arena, nobody knows that that's from my head class. The only reason the commentators knew was because the truck found it on the replay.
Ah, right.
So all in all, I was feeling fucking sorry for myself. Just like, that's just fucking bad luck. But in terms of next opponents, I just said to Cage Warriors, like, look, like, put me back in there as soon as possible. But I did. I'll be honest. I did acknowledge to them that I was more rusty than what I was expecting. Like, I definitely slowed up in the last round, the last half of the third round, which is not like me at all. And it's definitely nothing to do with fitness, because obviously we measure our fitness via, like, various tests, and my levels were, like, exactly the same, if not better. Yeah. It's just because I'm not used to being in there. You need to be in there managing the adrenaline.
Do you believe in cage rust?
I didn't. And I still probably don't, because I don't think I was, like, that rusty. But it was, like, somewhat a thing. But then at the same time, 3 years is extreme.
100%.
Like, yeah, if someone takes, like, a year off, they're referencing ring rust. And the mad thing is, I've had such bad luck since going pro. I went pro at 26, and since then, I think I've only ever fought once a year because of one injury or another. Whereas, like, in amateur, it would have been pretty much gospel. I'm fighting 3-4 times, and that's undeniably when you fight your best. So I just said, like, look, I'd get me back out there ASAP. Ideally, against someone who's not on a 14-fight win streak. Like, I don't mind fighting good people, but, like,
yeah, for sure.
Like, at some point, you got to be like, look, just let me get back to 100%, and then I'll fight whoever then.
Do you, regarding, like, negotiating fights, contracts with Cage Warriors, how does it work? Like, because there's another stress factor there. Like, I believe a fighter should just need to want to fight, focus on his training camp, nutrition, and being the best version of yourself on the fight.
Yeah. So this isn't like Cage Warrior specific. This is just MMA specific. The fighter has no rights at all. You're a self-contractor. They can do what they want. They're protected via the contracts, but the truth is the fighter has next to nothing. It's like, purely from a professional standpoint, it's not a position you'd want to be in. Like, we have this all the time. People come to the gym, they be like, they're 15, 16, and they'd be like, oh, so how come you're here? What's your story? And they're like, oh, to be honest, I just want to fight, make loads of money, and not have to go to work. And it's like, boys, you're in the wrong place. You are in the wrong place. Like, number one, not many people make that much money from MMA. Number two, like you say, the negotiation and other things like that, it's not going to be in your favor. All you're really looking to do is avoid going to work like a normal person. It's like the people who do well in this sport are the people who love to fight. So the truth is, like, that part of it is not great. Like, there's been a lot of stories about UFC's tactics when it comes to negotiating fight deals. It's basically, do what we say, or we're going to make you wait for a fight until you run out of money.
That's shit, man.
Oh, it's cold. There's Josh Thompson, who's got his own contract. So he was in the UFC, God, I forget how many years ago now. He's a bit older now, should have been probably 15 years ago or so. And he's top 5. So he's on the cusp of fighting for the belt, and they wanted him to fight somebody who was ranked like 10th or whatever. And Josh Thompson's a savage, to be fair to him. So he's not afraid of anyone, but it's like, purely from a business standpoint, he's like, hang about now. Like, I'm on the cusp of a title shot, and you want me to fight somebody who's really, really good, but fundamentally ranked lower. So if I beat him, like, I'm no closer to the title shot. But if he beats me, I go way back, and it's when you win the title, that's when you start earning the real money. So, again, I'm paraphrasing his story, and I heard it years ago, so I might be getting some of it wrong, but the gist of it was, they were like, do what we say, or we hope you saved up your money.
Wow.
So he turned around and was like, guys, I own 3 businesses.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not struggling for money.
I'm sweet.
Yeah. And then they flipped around and gave him the fight he wanted.
So he put it back on them.
Yeah.
Wow.
And as soon as they learned they couldn't blackmail him, he had the leverage. But honestly, the amount of fighters in that position,
Yeah.
I reckon less than 5%.
Who's that guy in the UFC? Is it Roundtree?
Khalil Roundtree, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was saying, like, he's struggling financially for each fight, and he had loans and debts that he was paying off.
Oh, it's mad.
And you're like, on TV, like, top 10.
Top 10 in the world. It's mad. Like, when you're fighting at that level, you generally have to, like, fly in sparring partners.
Yeah.
Like, we have this problem, particularly, like, in smaller countries. You're like, how many guys are in Wales who are good enough and your size,
Yeah.
and ideally a similar style to your opponent, that could be, like, a real benefit to your fight camp? The answer is probably not that many.
Yeah.
So you end up bringing people over, and you've got to pay to bring them over, pay for them to stay when they're here. Because if you don't do that, you're at a massive disadvantage. Whereas obviously in some of the bigger gyms, there's like 50 guys on the mat. It's like, yeah, you haven't got to worry about any of that.
Yeah.
So yeah, some of these guys are earning not bad money, not good money, but then the cost of their camp, taxes, the paying the coach, the manager.
Yeah.
Before you know it, they're struggling. Like I said, there's been so many examples. Jeff Neal is a welterweight, top 10 in the world, and he's working part-time as a waiter.
No way, man.
Madness, like literally madness.
You know when Paddy kind of come through the ranks in the UFC as well, I won't go derail too far, but financially, his match money, I know he was getting a lot of hype. Was he getting paid much, do you think? Or was it more his brand that was...
I really don't know, to be honest. Like, there's rumours that he was earning good money because he was selling so many tickets. So, like, they'd always put him on in Liverpool.
Yeah.
So he's in Liverpool selling a shitload of tickets, so they look after him. But, like, to what degree, I'm not really sure. But he said himself that he took a pay cut to go to the UFC, which is madness. Like, how would you fight in the Premier League of fighting and earn less?
Oh, man, that's crazy. It's such a tough gig, man. And from the a fan standpoint, you think these guys are creaming it, don't you? But it's so far off.
Yeah. Yeah. And like say, like, let's say 100 grand. Like 100 grand sounds so good, but like if you were going to fight as a Brit now, if you were going to fight in America, you pay either federal or state tax in the place you fight. Then you get back to the UK and you've got to pay a UK tax. Then you'd have to pay your corner. But obviously the coaches that have gone out there with you, like they've lost money by going out there with you because they're not doing PTs and various other things. So you'd want to sort them out as well because you don't want them making a loss just to come with you. Then you've got the management fees as well. Then you've got your own training costs, like even something small. Like say you were having one massage a week, but you did it for 10 weeks. That's a cost. And then the physio and then blah, blah, blah. Before you know it, 100 grand is down quick.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
It flies. I think to myself then, no wonder like these, European countries, they probably financially it's massive for them. Like, so like where Khabib's from and all those guys, what nationality is he?
He's Dagestan, so Russia.
Russia, Dagestan. I wonder like that financial income from the States is probably massive money.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know exactly, but he said something like a couple of million would like tie you over for life in Dagestan.
Man, I'm excited though to see. So you think now, like, obviously, going back, my brain just frazzled them. You just said you had 6 weeks notice for that fight. So if you said, no, I'm not prepared for that fight, I'm not ready, what would happen then?
I really don't know. Like, to be fair to Cage Warriors, shout out Ian Dean, the matchmaker. Like, he's good as gold with us, to be fair. I think he'd be the first to admit that, like, I've had tough opposition on Cage Warriors, like, all the time. Like, the last guy I fought on Cage Warriors before Max Lally was Nick Bagley, who's now fighting for the belt. He's 8-1. I say I'm the only one.
Yeah.
So I'm the one to beat him. But again, like a tough fight. Him and I hit the shit out of each other.
Wow.
That was in London, so that's in his backyard. So like a very similar situation to Max. It's like you're fighting somebody who lives in London or lives in Dublin in their backyard. So you've really got to win clear. Not because of any corruption or anything like that. It's just the nature of the crowd. Like anything he does, people are shouting. So like the placebo effect of that is you think, oh, did that land even if it didn't? So I think they would have played ball with us, to be fair. Like it would have been fair enough. Let's see what else we can get you. But maybe that's wishful thinking, because the reality is the other one is be like, fine. Like we're not, no fight for us anytime soon. Like, and that could easily have been the case.
So, you know, you went over to PFL for one fight.
Yeah.
How did that come across? Because there's no like conflict.
No, so my contract was a really weird timing actually. So my contract was up with Cage Warriors right as the PFL were gonna have a show in Cardiff. So they just literally dropped me a message, and I was like, yeah, let's go, happy days. Which I say it was a really good experience. Like what a good production. But it's like of all my fights I've had 15 now. That performance is the only one I really don't like at all. Like I fought very, very badly. Like there's a few reasons for it. I won't go into it because it's fundamentally excuses. But like all I would say is like anyone who's watching my fights back, watch that one and say, does that look like any of the others? It doesn't look anything like it. I mean, you could easily, the obvious counter to that is maybe the guy you were fighting was better and it's just credit to him. Like, no disrespect to him, I don't think it's that, although he is very good as well. But yeah, that one fries me, because that was the toughest thing about being injured for so long. Like, you're only as good as your last one, like, for better or for worse. So I had the worst fight of my life in my backyard with loads of people watching, and then you got to sit on that loss for 3 years. Like, that was fucking rough, I'll be honest. Like, but I said there was nothing you can do. It's like, you can't fight, you're injured. You can barely train, you're injured.
Were you going into that fight with niggles then?
Yeah, the thing
Elbows?
is like, no, there was left shoulder that was, and a right hand as well. But every fighter goes into something with an issue. So like I say, there's no excuse there. He'd have had injuries as well. There was some other stuff going on, but it's just so frustrating. Yeah. Like, it's so frustrating. Like, you're lost and you got to sit on it. And you can say you can handle a loss. Like, I'm gutted to have lost against Max, but like, I do think I won. It could have gone either way. Like, no worries. Like, you can sit on that and accept it because you fought well. But to fight that badly, and then have to sit on it,
3 years of torment.
Literally, and then no one means anything by it. But like, when I bump into people, the first thing they'll ask about is fighting, just because it's such an easy question to ask.
100%. And
then you got to be like, yep, fought like a twat in my last one, and I haven't fought since. They're like, oh, you're done then, you? I'm like, no, I'm not. But like, I can see why you'd ask because it's been so long.
Yeah. So with it being 3 years, what was the how long was it for each shoulder, each elbow?
Oh, so it was an accumulation of things, because it was like the left shoulder was an issue for like 6-7 months. Then it was an Achilles, a hand, and then the elbows happened at the same time. So it was just an accumulation of things.
How did you go with the Achilles? Because that's a terrible niggle or snap. It's really bad. So
I managed to rehab it myself, to be fair. But it was just not ideal. Yeah. Because, like, you know, like with the kids, it feels like it's going to pop, doesn't it? So, like, every time I was, like, bouncing around or skipping, I was like, oh, my God, this thing is going to go. And again, the Achilles wasn't the most serious by far. That only lasted a couple of months. But it was, like, accumulative. When you add everything up, it just added up to 3 years. I say 3 years. It was 2 and a bit years, and then it was 8 months then of training to get ready for a fight. So, yeah, just madness, like.
Hey everyone, it's Ollie Olds here with a quick word from our incredible sponsor, Pitch Roofer. You know, your home is your castle, and nothing protects that castle better than a solid, reliable roof. That's where Pitch Roofer comes in. They're not just building roofs, they're building trust, community, and peace of mind. Pitch Roofer has been serving our local community for years, and what really sets them apart is their commitment to giving back, from supporting local sport teams to donating to charities. They're making a real difference beyond roofing. Together, we are stronger. Now, if your roof is looking a little worse for wear, or you are thinking it might be time for a full replacement, Pitch Roofer has got you covered with top quality solutions tailored to protect your home and boost that curb appeal. Why should you choose Pitch Roofer? Let me break it down for you. Experienced professionals. These guys know this stuff with years of expertise in residential roofing. Affordable rates, competitive pricing with no hidden costs, high quality materials, durable weather resistant products that stand the test of time. Free inspections, get the condition of your roof checked at no cost. 100% satisfaction guaranteed. They're not happy until you are. So whether it's a repair, a replacement, or you just want a peace of mind your roof is in good conditions, give Pitch Roofer a call on 01656 470016. A text message to 07540 443345 or email gerald@pitchroofer.co.uk. Pitch Roofer, building more than roofs, building a stronger community. Now, back to the show. I want to ask you, man, about like, I talk with some people about a thing like being in like a flow state.
Yeah.
And they talk about it. A lot of fighters go into that like flow where you're just so present in that moment and everything's just happening. And sometimes kind of goes into slow motion a bit.
Yeah.
Have you ever experienced that?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. The reality is if you think it's too slow, you can't think. It has to be instinctual.
Yeah.
It's generally quite an easy thing to find in a fight because it's so intense. If you're not there, the guy will hit you. And then that'll put you there because you're like, holy shit, this guy could hurt me really badly. Because again, like people who operate in the business world will try to talk about fighting like it's a business. And it's like, look, it's not. It's a cage fight. So ignoring every business element of it, this guy could really hurt me. Like no one's died in the cage, but you know, you can get seriously hurt. Like you've had people crack their skulls and stuff. So,
yeah, remember when
MVP is it?
MVP,
yeah, with the knee,
jumping knee, and just the inverted dent in the guy's head.
Literally,
it's freakish.
Yeah, it's crazy. So tend to find that state quite often, but it's just mad. Like as you go through the levels, like as in the amateur, you'll be in that state, and you can have fights where the guys like hardly touch you. And say my dad's not massive into fighting at all, so like he'd be the first to be like, holy yeah, like Ben's going through these guys, he's having next to no damage on him. Like yeah, he could go really well here, and I was like, look, Dad, it's not always going to be like this. Like it's really not. And then in my third amateur fight, I ended up fighting a guy from Liverpool called Connor Hughes, who's done really well at pro, to be fair. So he's fighting in the PFL European tournament in December. I think he's like 10-1 or 10-2 as a pro. He's very, very good. And he was very good when I fought him as well. But there was a little bit of a mix-up with the weights. So he's the weight class above me. We thought that the fight was 70 kilos weighing in the morning of the fight, but it was 70 kilos weighing in the day before.
Oh, so you could blow up
You can blow up. So I thought it was the same day weighing, but they call us on the Friday. They're like, where's Ben? Like, what do you mean, where's Ben? We're weighing in tomorrow. They're like, no, we're weighing in today. So I was like, oh, shit.
What were you weighing at that stage?
So I was basically 70 kilos because I thought I had to weigh it on the day. You're not going to cut massive amounts of weights for a same day weigh-in. But obviously, if it's day before weigh-in, you're probably cutting the best part of like 7-8 kilos.
Wow.
So we were like, look, we didn't know the weigh-in was today. So what's the plan? And they were like, right, no worries. Just make weight, do it on film, send us the film. And then the Connor's team have said they'll be happy with that. And that's all there is to it. So I leave work, go to the gym, do what they say, make weight, no drama, and the fight's on. But then you're like, this guy is going to be way bigger than me. Yeah. Like way bigger. And he was. Like
what do you reckon he was coming in at?
Probably 77, 78 kilos.
So 7-8 kilos on you?
Yeah, it's a stone. Like it's a lot. And like in the cage, we didn't look the same size. Now, I beat him, but that was a tough fight. He's very, very sharp, to be fair. So he did a good job landing his strikes in the first. And then I managed to start implementing my wrestling from there. So he won the first and I won the next 2 rounds. But that was sort of the first like eye-opener to my own man. It's like, look, it's not always going to be sunshine and roses. Like,
wow, man. So what would your walk-in weight be now?
So
Because I know you've got no fight lined up now.
yeah. So like when I'm walking around, I'm about 77 kilos.
77.
I fight at 66, so I bring my weight down. Yeah, it's a big old cut. Just bring my weight down. Generally be about a stone or so over on Monday morning of fight week, and then lose the stone in water, weigh in at 66, and then blow straight back up then.
Wow.
73, 74, 75k.
Man, that's some weight cut.
Yeah.
How do you deal with the noise, man? How do you deal with the fucking starvation?
You know
I'm
what?
struggling not to eat a fast a day, let alone...
Oh, it's mad. It's crazy. As science is getting better, the like it's getting more and more healthy. Like there's no two ways about it. Like losing a stone of water is not good for you.
No.
And the other guy's doing the exact same thing, so you're gonna weigh the same anyway.
Yeah.
Like literally, there's no point.
You're literally starving yourself. Like.
Yeah, well, it used to be like that. So people would just starve themselves, make weight, and then that would be that. Now there's ways and means of like eating, but not adding water, not gaining like actual mass.
How did you learn to the nutrition aspect? Have you got a guy you work with, or?
Dealt with a few people, to be fair. Like for this one, I did it on my own, so I've started to like refine the process a little bit. And touch wood, it was the best weight cut we've ever had.
Wow.
Because in the past, we've done some heavy ones. Like go into fight week and you're eating like 900 calories on Monday, and then just basically maintain that, fast on Thursday, weigh in Friday morning. Wow. But like there's ways and means to do it a lot more healthy than that. Like you can eat at maintenance calories and still lose the water. So that's what we were able to do this time, which was nice.
Man, credit to you being able to do that.
Oh mate, it's not fun. Like I look unhealthy on the scales. There's no two ways about it. Like,
are you like, what's training like that week prior to a fight? Is it low maintenance?
Yeah, so like week of is like next to nothing. Like you just like no contact, shadow box, maybe touch the bag. That's the pads. That's it. The rest of the time is pretty full on. Like 2 a day, spar a lot. Like I probably spar too much, to be fair, but like it's one of them. And if you're gonna fight, you want to do the thing you're gonna do.
Yeah.
Like there was like a lot of fighters disagree with that. They don't spar at all, or like spar next to never. And like each to their own. You could literally line up 100 fighters and have completely different sides of the argument.
I think Sean O'Malley says he doesn't spar.
Yeah, I think Max Holloway didn't for a bit, and then he scaled it back, and now he does again.
Sean Strickland loves to spar.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's facts, but it was saying that like they got a mouthpiece where it can kind of generate how much you're getting hit.
Oh, okay.
And I said his spar, and like he was actually not getting hit much.
Yeah.
I don't know how true that is, man.
Yeah, no, it's an interesting one though, because this is the other side of the coin. If you're sparring all the time, but it's so light, it's like, well, is it actually doing anything? Like you'd arguably better off just doing 5-5s on the pads, but absolutely leathering them. It's like I still like to box and spar even now, because say you know when you box spar, there is no light in boxing gyms. No. You just basically fight just with bigger gloves and head guards. But I do think you kind of need that intensity. So I did a lot of that, especially before this fight, because I hadn't fought in so long. When I was sparring people, I was like, look, it's going to be fairly rough, because it needs to be. Like I haven't had a fight in 3 years, so this obviously isn't going to be a fight, but it needs to be as intense as possible.
Wow, man.
But the reality is, like, the likelihood of somebody getting hurt is just so high, because even in sparring gloves, they're only 7 ounce. So like when boxers fight, they box in generally 10 ounce gloves. Yeah. So our sparring gloves are smaller than their fighting gloves.
Yeah.
And it's
so
just
what are the MMA gloves weight?
4 ounces.
4 ounces, man.
Yeah, it protects your hands.
Do you have wraps underneath it, or is it just straight leather?
So most of the boys wrap their hands. I don't.
No. Any reasoning?
So the reason is like obviously like the wrap is designed to protect your knuckles, but in my opinion, it makes it really hard to close your fist. So I'm like, I'd rather hit somebody with less protection, but my fist like fully closed, rather than have to like forcibly clench it.
Yeah.
And then even then, it doesn't feel natural.
And then would it impact your grapple then, because you can't really latch?
Yeah, it's surprising how hard it is to like lock your fingers. So like I say, it's not for everyone. It's like the first couple of fights I had, like people would be like, look, you're wrapping your hands and that's it. And then it wasn't until I had a few more where I was like, nah, I'm not. Like I've kind of earned the right to have my own say now, and I'm going to do it, and I've never won them since.
And you just feel naturally better.
Yeah. But then they say some of the guys who've had more fights than me will say the exact opposite. They're literally like, nah, fuck hitting somebody without some form of protection there.
Depends if you see boxers who like break their hands a lot. Depends how brittle you're like.
Yeah.
If you've got good hands and knuckles, you're not breaking. And
ironically, there was one. So the Nick Bagley fight, which was the last fight on Cage Warriors, before this one, I had a ruptured tendon in my right hand. So I had that surgery, blah, 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 blah. And we're in the cage, and I hadn't even thought about it, but they come up to me and they're like, oh, do you want us to wrap your hands? And I was like, normally the answer is no, but right now I'm thinking about it, like, 'cause like you said, you can see the scar like there. It's a pretty heavy scar, and I hadn't hit anybody from the op to that fight. So in the end, I was like, right now, fuck it, don't wrap him. But then going into the cage, I was like, I really, really hope this doesn't hurt. Because what happens if I crack him and it hurts? It's like, there's no timeouts in fighting. You're just going to have to fight him anyway. But touch wood, it was all right.
Have you ever been in a fight where you've injured yourself badly and you've got to somehow change the way you fight purely and still grinded it out?
Yeah, so not, like, that's the mad thing about adrenaline. You don't tend to feel anything in the cage. Like, it's crazy. Like, you know if you feel it, it's going to really, really hurt afterwards. So no, I don't think so.
Is there any fight you've come out and you're like, okay, when the adrenaline's gone, you're like, holy shit, mate.
Oh yeah, so after the Bagley one, I was sore.
Yeah.
He kicked me, and I think I know the one it was. It glanced me, but I think he ripped my shin when he did it, because we had a holiday in Dubai, like a couple of days after the fight. So we're in Dubai, and she wanted to go for like walks wherever, and I was like, oh look, give me like a couple more days because the shin's still killing. But it's not getting better, it's getting worse. So I'm trying to move it, and it's literally getting worse. So in the end, I was like, oh look, we might have to go get a scan because I just don't get it. And then when they scan it, there's a big tear in the shin.
Wow.
So like that wasn't ideal. Like I was hobbling after that one.
Yeah, man.
Other than that, no.
Man, that's pretty good though. Like,
Yeah.
you see some people on crutches coming out and things like that. I want to ask you as well, has there ever been a fighter where you've actually like, there's war between you? Like there's actually, I don't like you.
Oh, so funny you should ask that, because the boys were asking this the other day, because I used to have this thing where like I won't be fake at all, like ever. So like if I respect you, I'll say I respect you, and if I don't, I'll say that too. So when you're coming through the ranks, like early amateur fights, you'd have a lot of people trying to make out like they're a superstar already, and like the reality it's like, look, you've been training like 3 years, so shut the fuck up. So when they start trying to give it all that, it would just make me like mega aggressive towards them. So like when I'd see them, I'd tell them, I'd be like, and say whatever. So my first probably like 6 or 7 amateur fights, probably most of them was fairly hostile, because they would start acting like however they were acting. I would tell them what I think of them, and then before you know it, it's hostile. And the boys used to laugh at me because they're like, it's literally you who starts it every time.
I'm sure I've seen this in rugby before.
Yeah, literally he's a chopsy little fucker. Like it. So I remember one time, this is hilarious, because Cam Clark, one of the boys in our gym, he's an absolute legend, to be fair to him, and he was with me for a lot of the amateur fights. And this guy came up to me before we fought, and he was mega like pally. Like he wanted to like fucking like, you know, he's like, oh yes, my brother, and all this type of stuff. And I just went, fuck you. It's like, we ain't friends, like fuck off. Like you wouldn't just walk up to somebody and be that pally. Like, if you want to be respectful and like acknowledge, shake hands, that's fine. But like coming up to me like that, like, nah, fuck off. So Cam's next to me and he's like, I'm fucking dying. He's like, why the fuck can't you just shake hands like fucking everybody else? Like, so that was maybe a bit harsh for me. But then as you go through the ranks, then it's like, you know the guy you're fighting, and you're like, well, fuck me, this guy's been training hard since he was like a kid.
Yeah.
And he's had umpteen fights. He's won near enough all of them. He's trained with so-and-so who you know. They say he's a good boy. They say he's always in the gym and he's grafting. You're like, well, fuck's sake. You're like, I actually respect the fucker. Nice. So the last couple of opponents I've literally just been sound with, because like there isn't really anything but respect. And then I don't think I've ever had somebody really come after me, like as in like having a go at me before the fight. So it's either been me starting it or it's been sound. Like the only one we had hostility as a pro was a guy called Kingsley Crawford. He was doing COVID. So I don't know exactly what went on, but long story short, we were fighting in Manchester, and he pulls out like 2 days before the fight. I think it was something to do with he didn't follow the COVID instructions.
Okay.
So I was there and I was like, fuck's sake, like literally, like everybody on this card has done what they need to do to fight. You haven't read the instructions properly or whatever happened. I actually never had like full confirmation of what happened. But long story short is now we're not fighting because of you. So then they rescheduled the fight then for London like 3-4 months later. And by that point, I wanted to fucking kill him.
Kill him.
So like I was talking shit to him in the cage.
Love
But
that.
he took it mega personal.
Well, like while fighting, you're talking shit to him.
It's like one thing I really remember, like I won the first round. I beat him up a bit in the first round, to be fair. Like probably a 10, like, because I just took him down, kept him down, and just he couldn't do anything. And at the end of the round, I'm like, 1-0, bitch. And he just gets so angry. Like he wouldn't shake hands after the fight or nothing. Because at the end of the fight, I was like, oh, look, I was angry at you. I've won the fight. Like I got no more problem with you now, like we're sound. So I went to shake hands and he just walked off. So then I started chopsing him again.
Would you ever rematch someone like that?
I'd have no problem with it. I think it's I don't know what he's up to now. So
he might not even.
Yeah, I think like, he went down in weight. He went down to bantamweight, so like the whole thing kind of got squashed. Like, I seen him at Cage Warriors a couple of times.
Okay.
But it was like, oh look, I'm not going to speak to you. You're not going to speak to me. But it gets funny then, because then some of the boys I fought were from his gym. So like Bagley, for example, is from the same gym. Yeah. So when I beat him, and then him and I start having like a pretty good relationship, like we've got a lot of respect for each other. Like I'd be chatting to Nick, and then Crawford would just be there. So it's like, oh look, like we're not gonna argue because we're all just being sound, but we're not mates either. It's just fucking, it's funny. Like
I did a podcast with a guy when I was up north. His gym, he was a wrestler, ex-wrestler. I think he was in the GB team. Went to the Olympics, and he fought in the UFC.
Mike Grundy.
Yeah. Right. He's a cool guy.
Yeah, I've never met Mike, to be honest, but everyone I know who like has trained with him or knows him says he's a top bloke.
Yeah, man, he's a nice guy. He's part owner of a gym up there as well. So he had his gym, like his, and then he has a gym where it's all set up with sauna and everything in Wigan, because he's a Wigan lad, and he was such a nice guy.
Yeah.
And his background was obviously wrestling, so it was quite interesting, and just seeing his dedication to the sport, man. And like he's got his own. Has he got his own training team now?
Yeah. I don't know the full story of what's going on, but him and a guy called John Gillies, I think, have gone off on their own and set up their own gym.
What was the one? Is it Cowbon?
Yeah.
Cowbon.
So I tell her, like, actually, I did meet Mike once because I was in Liverpool.
Yeah.
So I needed somewhere to train. So I went to Cowbon. And like he was on the mat at the same time as me, but I was like, I would just stay quiet, just did my rounds and left. So I didn't get to speak to him or anything. But he come across like a very nice guy. Something happened with Cowbon closed, and then they went off on their own.
Wow.
But yeah, say fair play to Mike. Say literally everyone I've ever spoke to about him says he's a top guy. He's obviously a very good fighter as well.
And I did another guy. He's not a fighter, but I'm sure it might not be an MMA. Vinny Shawman. He's like a mindset coach, but he does a lot of hypnotherapy and a lot of work with a lot of fighters.
Yeah, I think Muay Thai in particular.
Thai.
Yeah, I first become aware of him because of like his relationship with like Liam Harrison.
That's the one.
Yeah.
He was on Joe Rogan like 3-4 times, his podcast.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. I remember starstruck a bit when he was on there with me. Genuine bloke, but just like, that was cool. But yeah. When do you think then, obviously like you say now, you're ready to go, not obviously tomorrow, but you're ready to go and try and get as many fights in this year?
Yeah, so that's the plan. So I've messaged Cage Warriors already saying, look, just as soon as you can offer me something, do it. Like, so I'm most likely going to be keen.
Love that.
So what's it been? I think it's been 2.5 weeks since I last fought. I'll probably have a couple more days now just to make. I've already started like going back running and stuff, but like I haven't done any contact yet, just because that was a very physical fight. And then I wouldn't need that long to get ready. Like I'm already pretty fit. I'm still quite light. So yeah, we'll just see what they offer. I'm hoping it's this side of Christmas.
Oh man, that'll be cool.
Yeah, that would be good.
Do you get many local fights?
No, not anymore. I could, but like Cage Warriors, for example, they won't come to Wales because there's not enough pro fighters in Wales. Like they're in the business of selling tickets, so they need as many pro fighters as possible on the card, who are each going to sell like X hundred of tickets. And we don't have that at the minute. Yeah. The last time we had that was when Jack Shaw, Mason, Ben Ellis, and everyone was fighting. So that was the last time I fought in Wales. There are a few like more local shows. You could have a pro fight on those, but we'd have to play that by ear. Because like if Cage Warriors or whoever offer you a fight, then you're gonna take that.
Take that one.
It would be cool to fight locally, to be fair. Just because like I say, it's so nice having your friends and everything there. But then it comes with other complications. So like for example, when you fight on Cage Warriors, they sort the tickets. Like there'll be a link. You just send people the link. They do it all electronically. But when you fight locally, they'll give you like a few hundred paper tickets. And you've got to sort that, and
that's
it's just
pain in the ass.
Literally, I can't think of anything worse than that at the minute. Like that sounds so rough.
Yeah, man, that's tough going. I remember I had a mate do Muay Thai in Australia. He was Irish, and he had to do the same scenario: sell tickets, and it's takes your brain away from the fight. You're trying to sell tickets
Yeah.
while trying to sort things out, texting people all the time.
Yeah, no, like I've been with guys driving to the weigh-ins, and they're obviously worried about the weight, and they've got the ticket money, they've got leftover tickets, or they're trying to get more tickets. And they're literally, I'm like, look, you need to fucking forget about that because you're gonna fight this guy tomorrow, and you're gonna make weight hopefully in an hour. Like you need to hone in.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, the promoter needs to sort the money side of it out. So they're sending them texts being like, oh look, you need to bring this, you need to do that. So yeah, that's the bit that becomes a bit complicated about fighting locally.
What's up, guys? This podcast is brought to you by U-Test. U-Test provides clinically accurate, rapid home testing kits for a variety of medical conditions and deficiencies. Designed for convenience, these tests deliver results in just 5 minutes, eliminating the need to wait days or weeks for lab results. The range includes tests for prostate PSA levels, bowel cancer screening, onset menopause to fertility, and more. All tests are available with the next day delivery at www.utest.co.uk. Use the code 0010 for 10% off your order. Now, let's go back to the episode. Is there any names, up-and-coming names from Wales that you think in a couple of years you'll hear more about them or they'll hit the main screen?
Yeah, so the Matt Academy, the gym I train at, Central Forest, we've got a very, very strong amateur team at the minute. So Team Wales, that went to Georgia for the IMAS. Say Morgan Bunny, Talon Jones, Christmas, Paul Edwards, like say 4 good boys. So I think in a couple of years our amateur team it's going to go pro, and then there's going to be 4 or 5 just from our gym alone going pro, which is testament to the Matt Academy. Really is. Obviously that's my gym. Say Lou Long, Wayne Samways. So yeah, say MMA is becoming so big now.
Yeah, man.
But like the reality of it is, like, I think every up and coming fighter, including our own, like they need to be aware that the sport's going global. So like, whereas a couple of years ago, X level in the gym would have meant you were going to be perceived to do X as a pro. And it's like, look, that level's completely changed now. Yeah. Like you're seeing guys who've had like 1 or 2 pro fights and they're throwing like high level techniques really well. And they're good everywhere. They're good striking, they're good grappling, and just they've done it for like 10 plus years already. So it's like just the standard's gone through the roof. So yeah, so it's going to be interesting. But say it's fair play to those boys. Like say any person who legitimately wants to fight, they're in the gym all the time.
How many times a week would you be in the gym? Not on a fight camp, like just off season now. Like
still like 6 days a week.
Really?
Yeah, with no injuries, it'll be 6 days a week. I'm trying to do 5. I'm trying to take more rest days. Just because again, it's like the reason I got as many injuries as I did was because like I pushed the dial so hard. And then even the boys in the gym would say, like, in a game of people who are pushing it as hard as they can, it's like you kind of went like a level further again. But it's like sheer stupidity. It's like, we're going to do the session and then there'll be extras. Yeah. And then you're like, right, I might do more extras because nobody else is doing extras on the extras. And it's like, mate, all you're doing is fucking yourself up.
It's trying to beat the boys in the gym, but then you're actually sabotaging your own.
Yeah, massively. And like, this was like a hard learned lesson, but like sometimes I went into fights and it's like, you've just overtrained, like to a ridiculous degree. And I used to have this stupid idea that if I got to fight week, so Monday morning before weighing on Friday, absolutely fuck, that's fine because I'm going to recover on fight week. And it's like, well, no, you're not, because you're cutting 15 pounds water. Yeah. It's like, you're not going to recover. Like, so why you think you are is mental.
That's a mad belief, but that's a lot of drive up here though. Like this trying to.
Yeah, and they say there was a couple of fights where like before, like as in warming up for the fight, and I'd be like, "Fuck, I'm tired. Like, I'm tired." Like, and generally, I sleep before I fight anyway.
I was gonna say, do you get good sleep the week of a fight?
Yeah, I don't struggle for sleep at all. Some people do, but I'm out. Like I say, I literally sleep like until an hour before the fight, then I start warming up. So like, I'll be in the changing rooms, unless the hotel where we're staying in is really close to the arena, which luckily was the case for the last one. Yeah, like literally it was down the road, so. We went to the arena, did the bit we needed to do, and I just went straight back to the hotel room, lights off, fast asleep. Like set the alarm, woke up, walked back to the arena, and he's like, "Oh, you're fighting in an hour." So that was perfect. But like, it's like, look, you shouldn't be going into fight week feeling tired. You should be going into fight week feeling like you want to fight.
That's the fun part, they say, right?
Yeah, but then so many fighters do, because in an individual sport, like every time you train, there's only one person benefiting, so everybody wants to train more and more and more.
Yeah. they say a lot about how some fighters have their best fights in the training, not in the fight. Is that would you agree with that?
For some people, yeah. In all honesty, I wouldn't say it about myself. And I know it sounds like arguably better if I was going to be like, oh, mate, if you think I'm half tidy in the cage, wait till you see me in the gym. I'm the fucking man. It's like, nah, it's not the case for me.
Do you see that guy, MVP? He did a podcast not long ago with Joe Rogan. I don't know if you've seen it.
I saw he did it. I haven't listened to it yet, though.
So he was talking about this guy in his gym, and he would like do the most freakish stuff. And he said, like, when they were in the ring together sparring, he was the guy that you'd always have to be aware. And he said this one time he did this block, and he just went like this, and this guy did a front flip heel kick.
Yeah.
And like hit him on his hands.
Yeah.
And he just landed it. He didn't hit the floor. He just landed it and got back and started sparring again.
Yeah.
And he said he would do all these freakish stuff. He'd do like these mad things in the training. And then as soon as it got to the fight,
Can't do it.
he was like, he froze.
Yeah, it's mad.
But people would see his highlight reel and they would sign him. And I think he did have 1 or 2 UFC fights. But like he couldn't really...
Just couldn't click in the cage. There's so many people like that.
Yeah.
We got a guy with us. His name's Brad Bees. And he's an absolute beast. He's only fought once. One arm at the fight and he lost. But anybody who grapples with him in the gym, grappling in particular, is like, this guy is so good.
Wow.
But he's just not really designed to compete.
Wonder like if they just had like a bit of a mental coach who could kind of get that blockage, or when that like level of anxiety comes into the ring, onto the cage, that like instead of like pulling away from it, actually like
you step up to it. Yeah, I mean, it'd be interesting if somebody could do that. It would be mental, because like you say, every gym has got 2 or 3 guys. It was there was a story, I want to say it was Eddie Alvarez, but I think he was in Thailand, and he was on holiday, but he went to a gym to train, and then there was a guy there sparring, and he absolutely like just not hurt because it's only sparring, but like just outclassed Alvarez. Wow. This is the point when he was champion of the world. So he speaks to the coaches, he's like, who the fuck is that guy? Because he is class. And they're like, oh mate, he doesn't fight. They're like, he trains like 4 or 5 times a week, just casual. Wow. And then he's like, he just made me look like an absolute twat. It's like, yeah, mad. But I say it's the mental side, and it's so different. Like having a play spar when there's no intent to hurt is so different to being in the cage where every intent to hurt is to hurt. Like one of the big things you see, even with like pro guys, they start loading up on their shots, trying to hurt people. Yeah. And it's just the worst thing to do. Like you're guaranteed to get tired. Nobody can throw hard, like full pelt for 15 minutes. You're
just like, wait for you to just die down. I'm going to get you.
Yeah. They say it's a really like a cliche like saying. It's like, look, just touch him. Yeah. Just touch him. You haven't got to load up too hard. Like just touch him. You're only wearing 4-ounce gloves. It's not going to take a lot to cause damage. Yeah. Then you see, like, especially guys who've only had a couple of amateur fights, they're fucking windmilling.
I remember when I was in Australia, someone said to me, oh, mate, I do jiu-jitsu. Why didn't you come down and roll with us? I said, I've never done it. I'm not really sure what to do. But rugby league, you do a lot of, like, you're always told to put your head in tight, keep your hips, try not to have any form of, like, gap between you and the person, because it creates movement and you can get out. And I thought, I'll give it a go. And I remember this guy, like, he was, light. He was like 60 kilos, just to say that. And I was on top of him, and it was like 7-minute rolls. Yeah. And I was on top of him, and I was just like throwing him around on the floor, like not physically hurting him, but just like trying to just bully him a little bit. Yeah. And literally my arms went like lactic acid everywhere, heavy. And he was like, he was in his head. You could just say he just clicked. He was like, right, he's done. And he just fucked me up. He tapped me out like so many times. And it's a level of like, okay, I've got to be humble here, check my ego. And I think that's a big factor. Not as someone, I'm not a well-rounded, like that's just me giving it a go. And I think people like you, when you're going against these big dogs, there's a level of like, you got to check your ego a bit. Yeah. Because you can probably just like, someone hit you in the face, and if you go all guns blazing. Yeah. Like, say, I like actively seek that. Like, probably the biggest one I had the last fight camp was, I do some of my sparring at other gyms, just for the only thing is you can't simulate sparring people you don't train with all the time. Like the guy, if you only spar the guys you train with every day, you learn each other's styles. There's no nerves because you do it so often. But going to somebody else's gym, even though you're mates, it's like we don't train every day. So there's a few more nerves than what there normally would be. So I go to Shaw Mixed Martial Arts on Wednesdays just to mix it up with those boys. I say, fair play to them for having me over. Like I say, massively appreciate that, to be fair. Where are they based?
In Abertillery.
Oh, cool.
So do 6'5" MMA. And then after that, then there's grappling rounds. And then Jack Shaw was rolling as well. And obviously after 6'5", like anyone's going to be fucking tired. Jack's high level. I was like, look, if you don't mind, just put it on me as much as you can. Because like when I'm tired already, I want to feel someone who's fucking like basically dominating you at that point, and you're just trying to survive. And fair play to him, he did. Like he did exactly what I asked him to do. But that's what you need. Like I say, my arms were already like completely blown from sparring, and you're trying to hold him off. You create frames, and he knows he's very, very good. So
that's unbelievable.
Yeah, actively try and seek that. So he's saying it's the moment you stop experiencing that is a recipe for disaster.
What is that feeling like where your lactic acid, your body is absolutely fucked, and you've got someone? I'm not trying to put you in a vulnerable position, but I just want to ask you, what is that feeling like where you are absolutely fucked, and you've just got this guy keep it, like if it's in the mats, if you've done back-to-back rounds, and then someone's like Jack Shaw's on you or whatever. What's going through the mind in those moments where you're like, just I'm fucked?
Yeah, it's mad. So I've never experienced it like in a fight. Like the only time I've really been in that position in a fight was when I got stopped. I was winning the fight and someone caught me with a spinning hook kick. So like I was hurt so bad, the lights were off. Like I managed to not go down. And luckily I didn't, because if you don't go down, they don't tend to use the highlight. Yeah. It's like, say, if I'd gone down there, fuck me, I'd have had to watch that video every day of my life, because it was an awesome kick, to be fair. But, so I don't massively remember that. All I remember is, obviously, I got like a vivid memory of like taking the shots and just thinking, I ain't fucking going down. Like whatever happens, I ain't going down. Which is probably stupid. I took a fuckload of shots. And that would be the only one in the cage. In terms of in the gym,
like on the mats where you're grappling and wrestling with someone, your arms are just gone.
It's a bit different in the gym, because like obviously nobody's like, there's no crowd. You're just there and you're like, I'm just gonna keep going as hard as I can. Like it's as simple as that. You're like, the easiest thing in the world would be to quit. Just give him a choke, he'll take the choke, and then you get a rest. But it's like, oh fuck, I can't do it. Yeah. And yeah, that's yeah. I suppose experiencing it in the cage would be a different story. Like we've seen probably the most like likely example you're gonna see it is like someone who's like wrestling heavy who can't get the takedown and they're getting outstruck. So it's like, okay, you're getting outstruck badly, you can't get him down. So what happens then? Yeah. And that's when we've seen like a couple of guys break in the cage, and like that's heavy. Yeah.
I remember watching, man. I was watching the UFC card in Brisbane, and Mark Hunt was fighting. Oh gosh, he was the one who ankle picked Brock Lesnar years ago. Frank Mir. Yeah. And you know when Mark Hunt used to knock people out, he'd like bang and just walk off. Yeah. Bro, it was the coolest moment ever. Yeah. Like, I love Mark Hunt. I met him after the fight, and like he's not that tall. No, he's so wide.
Yeah, massively. Yeah.
But man, I was buzzing off it, like just seeing that, and yeah, man, I take my hat off to anyone who gets into that cage. Take my hat off to anyone who just gets into that area. I want to ask you as well. Obviously, we're getting older now. How are you looking after your body? You training differently now?
I got a nice bath in the house. Nice. So I'm in that bad boy like pretty much every day.
Nice, man.
Tend to do it in the nights. Yeah. Just like, it's like train in the morning, train in the night. And then in the night then when I get back, I just have like a hot bath upstairs, ice bath downstairs. I just go back and forth, trail water through the house, piss off the missus. So I do that. I'm trying to rest a little bit more, trying to be a little bit more sensible.
Do you take like any creatine or cod liver oils or?
No, I take cod liver oil. That's the only supplement I take, and I go in the sauna once a week. So I used to think the sauna was like when I used to do sauna and cold, I used to be like, oh, the cold is doing the benefit, the sauna is just a rest, whatever. But then it's not really the case. Like sometimes if I've only done the sauna on its own and I jump in the sea, but it's not that cold, I feel the inflammation benefits the next day. So that would be about it. It's I try to keep it as natural as possible for the most part.
Nice. What would you do then as like fun now outside of fighting? Obviously, because it's such a massive commitment. Is there any other little hobbies you do, like golf or anything like that?
I'm boring. I literally just like the boys will laugh because I'll train, then I watch fighting, and then there's a couple of other interests that like I like to like read like fictional books and just like I've really got to like force myself to chill out. Yeah. Then I'll do that, because otherwise, it's like nobody can be on 24 hours a day. Like my work's quite intense as well, to be fair. So sometimes that's like a good distraction in the day. Yeah. There was one period when I was in between jobs. I hadn't started the new one yet. I think it was like 2-3 weeks, whatever it was. And I was training so much, my brother thought I was dead one day. Like he literally come home and he's like, you were sleeping at such an unnatural angle. He's like, I had like a heart like thing. And he was like,
that's mad.
Oh, literally, and I was. I forget what had gone on, but I had like a heavy week, and I was like basically trained to the point where I was ill. Wow. And I was like, right, that's when I was like, okay, I'm just someone who's always going to have to force distraction, like through work or something else, because if you just try to do that all the time, you're gonna get yourself in some serious trouble. Like,
it's interesting though, like you work in finance. Imagine you've just had a fight, you're cut up, you're bleeding, and you're sitting there talking to a client or a customer.
oh, it's mad, yeah.
And they're like, "Hi, here's what we're gonna talk about."
Yeah, it's crazy. And it's happened a couple of times. Yeah. But say touch wood, the company I work for is so good about it. Like obviously I've done it since before I worked for them. They knew about it at the start. It was just like, look, it's something that is massively outside the norm. But fundamentally, in my opinion anyway, like it's good values. Like, you know, like dedication, discipline, like those sorts of values like apply to work. It's like what any like employer, what you really don't want is someone who's going to be lazy and take the piss.
100%, man. Some really good values in there. And like, you know, you said like you read books, you're very dialed in with if it's work or if it's training. It's really good, it's really good for you, like cognitive stuff as well.
Yeah.
Like, because obviously if you're getting tapped in the face all the time, whacked, you want to make sure that your brain's still...
Yeah, 100%. I say I spar more than I should, so my brain is definitely something I'm worried about. Yeah. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Man, 100%. I'm pumped, man. I wanna see you fight now. I want to see you live. Come to a event. Hopefully, it's not too far away. Is it any just over the border, or is it London?
Yeah, so London will be like any of the major cities in England is like likely. Yeah. Likely. The last one was obviously Dublin. So like anywhere in Europe is probably fairly likely. So I'm just waiting to see now. It's gonna be interesting. Hopefully, I say being injured for 3 years was so long.
Yeah, man.
I'm just like, right, if I can just have, like, I'm 32 now. So if I can just have a couple of years, have 3-4 years like it was when I was an amateur, then, you know, get to 36, whatever. And then I'll be sound then. Like, just so long as I'm happy with the level I get to, then I don't really give a fuck what anyone else thinks.
100%. It's cool though, because if you look at fighters now, the longevity of fighters is like 40. Some are getting to 40.
Yeah.
I know obviously that's it's different scenarios. There's a lot of things that happen, but you see a lot of fighters between 30 to 35 are really hitting their peaks now.
Yeah, like pretty much all the world champions are in that window. It's weird because like if you look at other sports like football, once they start getting into early 30s, they're very much on the way out. I don't really have any theories to why that is. Like the only thing I can think is that there's just so much to learn in MMA and the sport's evolving so much. It takes like a number of years training to really get to the point where you're at your best. But I say it's undeniable, isn't it? Like say the 30 to 35 window is generally where people excel. So I'm hoping that's the case for me anyway.
Well, like they say, man, like, you know, a lot of people talk about, if I wish I had the mind I have now when I was 21 because I had the body to do it, right?
Yeah.
But like, obviously there's a lot of training behind the scenes, but I know it sounds bad, but you've had a 3-year layoff. So the body, even though you're recovering injuries, other parts of your body
should be fine, yeah.
So, man.
And it's one thing like I will say for myself is when I was injured, there was always something that wasn't injured, and whatever wasn't injured was getting trained. Like I never stopped. I tell a lie, there was a 2-week period after the elbows where my head, like, not fully gone, but like was pretty close. Like I said to my missus, like I got back, I was like, look, just leave me alone for a couple of days because I am like fucking gutted. Like we just had like all of these injuries to injure your elbows at the same time. So like not to go too much into the elbows, but like they were very bad. So like sometimes like I'd be trying to eat food and I couldn't put my fork to my mouth. I'd have like a shooting pain. And then so because it was both sides.
So
like,
how were you?
Oh, like you could do it, but you just like
uncomfortable.
Yeah, just super uncomfortable.
Just think about brushing your teeth. Little things.
Like running was a nightmare because again, like you use like your arms more than you think when you run. So I'd be going for runs and then my elbows would start to hurt. And you're just like, oh, for fuck's sake, bye.
I don't know why my brain went there, but wiping your ass. I don't know why my brain went there, but like, that would be tough too.
Funny you should say that, because they wouldn't operate on both at the same time.
Yeah.
For that reason. But I had my girlfriend with me, and I was like, look, she'll do it. It's fine, just do them both. And she was like, no, I definitely won't. Man. Yeah, I've lost my trail of thought there now.
No, it's true though, isn't it? It's just mad, right? When you're in that mentality of focus on a goal, focus on wanting to get back as soon as possible, you are willing to do whatever it takes. Like like I remember when I did my knee, I had to have knee surgery and my ankle done. They were like, we won't operate at the same time because they're on opposite legs.
Yeah.
And you're going to be fucked. And I was like, no, let's get them done.
Yeah,
let's just knock them out together. Get that clean out done. Get the Rico done. Let's go.
Yeah.
But you reflect back on it and you're like, man, how dialed in was I?
To be willing to do it. Because like, I know you're the same. I would have done it 100%.
Yeah.
But like, well, you're going to have no arms for, I don't know, X amount of weeks or months, whatever. Like, I don't give a fuck.
Don't care, man.
Just put me in there. And obviously, I'm sure it's motivated somewhat by the fact you've got to pay for the hospital twice. It's like, fuck, that's convenient,
yeah,
isn't it?
Bill as well.
Literally, yeah. But yeah, like you say, when you're that dialed in, it doesn't matter, does it? You're just gonna do it.
No, man, not at all. Man, this has been so fun talking to you.
Yeah, likewise, mate.
It's so good to have someone I've known since young, played with you, played against you, competed against you, and to see your career transform into boxing, into MMA, and pursuing it and having that drive and focus you do have now, man, still, that's impressive.
Oh, I say thank you, mate. I appreciate it. I've enjoyed being on as well, to be fair. It's been good to have a chat. Like I say, as you know, it's mad. Like when you message me, like, I don't tend to like doing podcasts, but obviously we go back so far, and it's just, it's been good fun.
Yeah, man. Well, I'll be keen to come down to the gym and see how you boys go. I'm not gonna wrestle with you boys, but I'd love to see the setup and
mate, come
check
down.
it out.
They'd be more than welcome. They'd love that as well. To be honest, they just moved premises now, so we got a new gym. It's pretty big. Like they're still in the refurb phase. So basically, at the minute, we've just chucked down mats where we can, put a cage where we can, and there's like bits of like cardio equipment here and there, but. It's going to be good. The Mat Academy's doing well, in all fairness.
Love it, man. Love it. Well, look, I always ask all my guests, get it out, all my guests, what are you grateful for, bro, before I wrap up? So what are you grateful for?
So at the minute, I'm just very grateful to be able to fight again. Yeah, man. Like I say, it was a rough 3 years. Like, I'm not someone who struggles mentally, like, generally at all. But like I say, that's a rough 3 years. Like, I don't know what I would have been like if I was coming off a great performance. If I was coming off a great performance and you had to sit on 3 years, it would have sucked. But at least you've got that. But to fight badly, obviously lose, and then sit on it, and then you can barely brush your teeth or put a fucking fork in your mouth, like, that was rough. So I'm literally just grateful to be able to compete now. And like, touch wood, all like the most serious stuff like family and everything is good anyway. So yeah, that's just that really.
Amazing, man. Well, look, please keep me posted when you're fighting next, and I want to come to it.
Happy days, mate. Sounds good.
Thank you so much, bro.
Cheers, mate.